I was a member of the Merseyside branch of the Communist Party of Britain, Marxist-Leninist. Now here I am at the town hall at a reception for the great and the good of the city, meeting Ken Dodd. Sell out! Thank you. With receptions like this to mark its 800th birthday and a year of civic celebration as Liverpool becomes European capital of culture, this is a city I never experienced as a hardline communist teenager. The leadership of our Marxist party up in London were always accusing the Liverpool branch of what they called mountain strongholdism. That was a willful refusal to act or think in the same way as the rest of the country. And I often thought that was an accurate portrayal of the city as well. So in this film I want to find out what made the people of Liverpool the way they are, how much have they changed, and how much of them is in me. Liverpool's position on the west coast of England has meant it's been able to see itself as cut off from the rest of the country, to look out to sea rather than back to the mainland, to regard itself as a suburb of New York or Dublin rather than the main port of boring old Lancashire. I think that's maybe why Liverpudlians have always seen themselves almost as a racial minority, citizens of the Republic of Liverpool. I don't think Brummies, Geordies or Glaswegians have such a strong sense of separateness as Scousers do. And your stereotypical Scouser isn't quietly studying for an accountancy exam, running a bakery or keeping an allotment. They're larger-than-life characters, and Liverpudlians are more than happy to see themselves as uniquely distinct. How would you describe a Scouser?
Oh, brilliant. You can't beat a better person.
Happy-go-lucky.
Foolish.
Passionate.
Talk to anyone.
Love football.
Well-dressed, good sense of style.
Love music.
Incredibly quick humour.
We're great, us, aren't we? I wouldn't mind being all those things, but the fact is, although I was born a Scouser, I was always eager to leave the city. I left in 1971 to find fame and fortune as an artist in London. For me, there was never any thought of staying here. I couldn't see a future for myself. I wanted to live somewhere that had its name on a perfume bottle. London, Paris, New York.
Anyway, I'm Alexis Hale, and I work on an alternative Marxist magazine called What's On in Stoke Newington.
I didn't make it as an artist. Instead, I became a comedian. And despite my rejection of my hometown on one level, I was quite happy to use my Liverpool heritage in my act. After all, the Scouse accent is a kind of shorthand both for somebody who's comical and somebody who's a hard case. You know what I mean?
I live in a tower block, you know. I'll tell you one of the worst things about a tower block. Well, for a start, right, they spent about 20 grand on building the tower block. They spent about 80 grand on a piece of sculpture to stick outside it, you know. Yes, this one's called Dog Sperm Number 1 piece, yeah.
Honest, that stuff was revolutionary in the 80s. As a native, you'd think that I am perfectly placed to understand Liverpudlians. But the truth is that just as Liverpool has felt apart from the rest of the country, so I've felt a little apart from Liverpool. A bit of a fake, not quite an authentic Scouser. And maybe this has something to do with my unconventional childhood. Over the years, my main reason for coming home has been to visit my mum. She's a Liverpool legend, much more famous in the city than me, and known to everybody, including me, as Molly. She no longer lives in our terraced house in Anfield, but has moved to the pleasant suburbs. So here we are, in this lovely house. It's a lovely house, isn't it?
Yes.
Who bought your house for you, Molly?
My son.
Is he a good son?
Yeah, quite good.
Is he the best son that ever there was?
And I've only got one son, so you...
So, what possessed you when every young child in the neighbourhood was called Reg or Stan? What possessed you to name your only son Alexei?
My father's name was Alexander, and I hadn't been watching films of Maxim Gorky.
Yeah.
And I said if I had a child, I'd call it a boy, I'd call it Alexei, and a girl, I'd call it Alexei.
Tell us about you wouldn't buy me guns, would you? And you wouldn't let me have...
I wouldn't let you have guns. So what you did, made guns out of bread.
How do you think that went down? So the kids in the street had 6 shooters made out of plastic, and I had a gun made out of hovers. My childhood in Liverpool was never going to be the 1950s Horlicks happy family dream. My card-carrying communist parents, Molly and Joe, thought a nice family Sunday outing was a trip to the local picket line. And while other families went on holiday to Blackpool, we ventured behind the Iron Curtain. Locomotive factories, mime shows, villages where everybody'd been massacred, and a railway run by children.
That's a lot of lies.
It's all true.
No, it's not true.
I wish we'd gone to Mallorca.
We had some lovely holidays. This is got to go out. This is horrible. This is terrible. I'm going to sue you.
You've already got a house. What more do you want?
Oh, could get more than that. Giving me a bad character.